Hey there, I'm Troy.
I'm Tanner.
And we're from One for All Fitness, and today we're going to be talking about how to train out back pain. So in training, it seems like a lot of people have some sort of ailment that eventually strikes them in their training journey. For us, it was always our lower back. I've hurt my lower back squatting, deadlifting, landing from a jump. I've tweaked it several occasions. I'm a rotational athlete. We both love to play golf. So the back, and the lower back in particular, has always been a sensitive spot and kind of caused us both to take a deep dive into how to actually train out back pain for real.
Remember the worst time I ever experienced back pain was actually in college. I was doing just a warm-up set of deadlifts, and unfortunately if you let your lower back take too much of the load in deadlifting and your back's not prepared for it, it can tweak, and this time it pulled one of my lower back muscles. At the time I didn't think it was overly serious, but then the next day I woke up, I could barely get out of bed.
Yeah, in your back, particularly your lower back, you feel it in basically anything you do. You feel it walking, you feel it to pick up a pencil off the ground. I mean, anything you do, your lower back is gonna be involved. So it's really important to get that right and train out the pain, and then also strengthen it going forward so you can live a pain-free and capable existence. So just as a caveat, we're not doctors, we're not physical therapists, but we are trainers with a lot of experience in helping others train out pain, including our own. So we just wanted to share what's worked for us so that you can benefit.
Generally speaking, getting stronger and more flexible in the areas around the joints that hurt, and just in the main ball and socket joints like hips for lower body, shoulders for upper body, that is what can relieve pain in the long term.
So for back pain in particular, the entry level point that we found most useful is to do back extension iso holds, or Superman. And here's an example of what that looks like. The reason why this is so useful is because A, there's no stretch component. B, you're pretty much relying on your own strength of your back in order to hold yourself off the ground. It's very regressible due to that nature. And C, if you hold it for time, you get a really nice pump in your lower back, and that's what we're shooting for. And if you raise your hands above your head as well, like in the video, you'll see that you actually get some upper back burn as well. So we're looking for pain-free muscular burn to build strength and structure in the targeted area.
Getting a nice pump also relieves in the very near term. So if you're in pain right now, it's something you could try as a way to kind of prove to yourself that this type of thing works. And by doing it in a routine over time, you can really make it go away, or at least reduce it significantly.
Remember, with any strength exercise, you need to rest and recover in order to actually make the exercise worthwhile. So don't overdo training of your back. Anytime you're trying to come back from an injury or dealing with any sort of rehab process or training out aches and pains, you have to be careful, listen to your body. Don't work through any kind of actual pain, and if things start to get worse, you have to back off and actually let yourself heal.
Yeah, you should feel it mainly in the muscle belly itself, and feel the muscle fatiguing. It shouldn't, start to feel sharp in any area.
And then on the flip side of that, if you hit planks, you'll actually work your core in a similar fashion. Isometric hold, not a lot of movement, spine stays stable. It's a great level 0 approach. And here's an example of what that would look like.
You get on your forearms, squeeze your butt and squeeze your abs, and on your toes, and you just hold the plank. To make planks harder though, you actually just scoot your arms up further ahead. And all of a sudden, it becomes a much harder lever, and already I'm shaking in the core.
And you can superset these two just so you can actually hit both sides and get a nice pump on both sides of your spine and really protect that lower back. And that's level 0. Anyone can do level 0. The core training in general is just strengthening your abs, obliques, lower back, QL, any muscles right around your trunk area, and even your hip flexors to some extent. We would pretty much count that as the core. So great test just to see where your core strength and endurance is at, and a great way to do some remedial work if you want to pull that out of the bag.
Once level 0 starts working, you're going to move on to what we kind of call level 1, which is using higher rep range in the 45-degree back extensions. Here's an example here. get a really nice pump in your lower back, you might experience like complete temporary relief from your pain because of how much blood is pumping back there. But then obviously you'll feel a little bit sore the next day in the muscles of your erector spine, and then by strengthening those over time, you'll start to that pain will just start to go away almost completely.
And then on the flip side, you want to also strengthen your abs with weight as well, with either hanging leg raise variations or weighted crunches, or even one of those weighted ab machines with the hammer strength in the gym. So that's the completion of level 1, pretty much the main scope of this video. When it comes to long-term back pain relief, there's a lot more that goes into it than just those 2 levels, but that's a great place to start. The next 2 levels really more have to do with advanced stretching and flexibility type exercises for your hamstrings, your hips, your upper back, doing dead hangs regularly. We can all cover that in later videos, but for now, this is the most actionable advice we can give you.